Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Daniel here, your humble host of Notice TV. Alright, so we have a stove, well, an oven here that doesn't work. Well, basically, the reason why it doesn't work is when we press these buttons, like the bake and the broil, it's not coming on. So over time, I was pressing these other buttons. Over time, these other buttons started to go out too as well. Cooking time, pressing that, it's not working. The only button that's work is the off clear button. For some reason, I could just press it and you hear it. The light button it works, but then it doesn't work. It's just this whole thing is going out. So I watched some YouTube videos on how to replace the control board. This little thing here, right? So I thought it was. So I ordered a replacement off eBay, new one, and then I installed it. This was like a few days, probably about a week ago, and it didn't work. So I had to really and clearly look at what was the actual problem. And I haven't seen a lot of videos on this piece here, which is the actual button piece. Taking it out. That if you actually look very close at the tape here, see, there's a lot of videos of people cleaning this thing with an eraser, and that made it work. But if you actually look, you could see damage to this tape. Hold on, let me get into focus. You see this here? There's like dark specks here that obviously these lines represent the buttons on this front panel piece here, right? So this is where you're getting all your your charge. Once you press your buttons go straight into the control board through this tape. But according to mine right here, it's damaged. See? So part of those buttons are damaged, and over time, these buttons stop working. So like I said, I haven't seen a lot of videos on them showing damage to the actual tape. So I did order a new one off eBay, it just came. And if anybody has a problem with something like this and they don't know their model number of their range or stove or oven or whatever, this is a Samsung. I was able to find mine by pulling out this bottom drawer and looking at the tape right here. Is the tapes, and that's your model number right there, that M/E. That model number is NX58K3310SS8. That's your model number. So you go to eBay or eReplacementParts.com, and that's how you're able to actually look at the diagram of these stove ovens or range, and you'll be able to order the parts from there just by looking at the diagram. So like I said, this is my second attempt trying to fix this. Like I said, I tried to replace the control board, so that didn't work. So now I'm replacing the new button mechanism. The front piece, the front panel piece. So this is the new one. As you can see, there's no damage to the tape on this one. So we are going to install it. Basic simple stuff. Just take out the screws and stuff like that. Just make sure you either plug out the actual oven, range itself, or just shut off the electricity at the breaker or whatnot. Well, this is the new one. That's the old one. We're about to install it now. Easy stuff, right? Before I screw everything in, I want to test it out first. Before I screw everything in, just plug in everything and just test it, you know. So snap all these things back in. And see if that works, see if that helped. Plug in everything. Those are in. Those are in, and then now we're just gonna slip in the tape. I'm not sure if this video was showing that, but I'm gonna insert the new tape. so it's inserted. Now, make sure everything is pushed in, every wire. Right? All that is pushed in, every wire is good. So now I'm just going to turn the breaker back on. So let's go ahead and do that. This is the breaker. And I advise anybody just to, like, if you have a breaker where it's not labeled, just take the time to label it. You know what I mean? This one is for the stove or range / the microwave. They're on the same power. So switch that back on. Get back in here. So now, like I said, I got the back open. Try not to touch anything when you press these buttons. Try not to touch anything back here, or you might get a shock. I don't know. But just don't touch anything back here. So now this is the board. And we're going to try these buttons. Let's try it out. Let's see. Okay, so that one worked. That's the button for the oven. Alright. Got the clock. Clock is working. Alright, the cooking time. I think that don't work until you press the timer. Let's see. Okay, the timer works. Cool. Alright, so let's try the bake and the broil buttons first, because those were the two that came, went out. So let's try bake. Okay, it works. Baking is on. Whoop, sorry. But so let's press the off button. The off button works. The broil button works. The keep warm. I think that's the same as the oven, but yeah, keep warm. Okay, so that works. Everything works. So that did it. Yay. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you guys got to check the damage. See, that's the damage right there on the old. It's the old piece. So if your buttons are going out, or they finally stop working, just take a minute to check the tape and look for any kind of signs of damage. Don't you see that's damage right there? And yeah, your buttons are going out. These are the lines for the buttons. So that did it. That works, yeah. What I'm gonna do, because I had bought the new control board too. I'm gonna test the other new control board to see if that works too. Other than that, if it does work, then I'll just have to either resell it or ship it back to the seller or whatever. But I might resell it because it's new. If it works, it works. So that concludes the video.